Sri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam online classes in science. A very interesting chapter of stars and the solar system. And let us just recall what we have studied. Are you ready? Okay, I have a book and pen ready to note down some of the points. Okay, sit right. Come on, smile. Okay. So we have studied what is meant by stars and position of pole star. What are stars? Stars are self-luminous bodies found in the space. How many are there? Millions are there. Actually, it's supposed that there are 10 to the power of 12, 22. That is 1 followed by 22 zeros. So many stars are there, it is supposed. And one of the famous stars is called pole star. It comes near the Ursa Major, in the line of the Ursa Major. Correct? And also we have studied that the stars had to be measured by a unit called light year, because they are at a large distances. What light year means how much? We know that the light travels at a speed of 3 lakh kilometers. Correct? So that is the speed of light per second. And 1 minute means how many seconds? 60. 1 hour means how many minutes? 60. 1 day means how many hours? 24. 1 year means how many days? 365 point. So if you multiply all this, have you tried it? Okay, if you not tried, you can try it afterwards. It comes approximately 9.467 into 10 to the power of 12. Don't think it's a very small unit, it's a very big unit, because 10 to the power of 12 means what? 1 followed by 12 zeros. So that is the unit they are using for light year. Also we have seen about constellations. What is constellation? Constellation is group of stars. And also we have studied that difference between planets and stars. Planets are very few in number. Stars are huge in number. And planets are very near to the sun or any star for that matter. The stars are the huge distances from each other. And the most important is planets do not twinkle. Stars twinkle. Okay. And also you have seen the family of sun is called as solar system. With sun as center, all the planets, comets, meteors, asteroids, etc. will go around the sun. That is what is called as solar system. Now let us see the home assignment. Difference between stars and planet, which just now discussed. Stars twinkle. That's how the song came. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Isn't it? So that's how the song comes. Planets do not twinkle. Have you observed in the sky all this? Yeah, some of you have seen it. If you have not seen it, at least see from today onwards. There are millions of stars. And planets are limited in number. How many planets are there in solar system? 8 only. Correct? Similarly, some other stars may also have planets, but limited. Stars are at large distance from each other. Even though for naked eye it looks very nearby, it is not so. Okay? Planets are very near right to the sun in case of solar system. Okay, stars are self-luminous, means gives its own light, whereas planets are non-luminous. It reflects the light of the sun. Correct? So these are the difference between stars and planet. Second question, what is a solar system? Name the 8 planets of solar system in order of the distances. Very simple question. All of you have written, I think. The sun and the celestial bodies which revolve around it form the solar system. What are they? We have got 8 planets, namely Mercury, Venus. Yesterday I told in the previous class how to remember. M, V, M for Mars, sorry, M for Mercury, V for Venus. Then you have Earth E, Mars M, Jupiter J, Saturn S, Uranus U, Neptune N. If you just remember this, M V E M J S U N. Too easy for you to write because you are asked to write in an order. Okay. So in order of the distance from the sun, which means Mercury is the nearest, Neptune is the farthest. Okay. That is how you write it. Okay. Now coming to the next question, what are satellites? Mention their applications. So what are satellites? Satellites are the celestial body revolving around another celestial body is called satellite. So one celestial body going around another satellite, another celestial body. For example, moon. For example, moon is a celestial body going around the earth. Correct? And it is a natural satellite. So there are 2 types of satellites. One is called natural satellite. For example, moon is natural satellite of the planet Earth. And also you have artificial satellites like they are nothing but man-made satellites. They launch it from Earth. And how do they launch it? By the help of vehicle called as rockets. Correct? From which place of India they launch these satellites? Yeah, Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, and they are used for forecasting weather, transmitting television and signals, and also used for telecommunication, remote sensing. So these are some of the uses. Still there are so many. Forecasting weather means what? Telling about rainfall or speedy wind. Okay, so any change in climates. Okay, and what about hotness of the weather and so on. Transmitting television, all the TV programs, you can go on changing by using remote. That is possible because of satellites. And then you have telecommunication. What the mobiles, what you stand for now. Okay, all these are beneficiaries of the satellites, artificial satellites. Okay, India can name some of the artificial satellites launched by India. First one was Aryabhata, then came Bhaskara, then Rohini, and the recent one was INSAT series. Correct? Correct? Yeah, IRS also is there, and so on. So remote sensing means just like you have remote. In your TV you have remote. Some programs you will skip off. Some programs you move it fast. Is it not? All that is possible because of remote. Similarly here also the satellites will help for remote sensing. Now today's topic is astronomy in ancient India, or India was very rich once upon a time, both materially and also in education, in culture, and so on. There are famous figures. We have got very good universities, the best in the world, like Nalanda University, Takshashila, Banaras Hindu University, and so on. And our India is called as Punya Bhumi, Danya Bhumi, Tyaga Bhumi, Yoga Bhumi, Pavitra Bhumi. And there were so many astronomers, genius. Even now also it is there, that we are going to see one of them. Then you study about planet Mercury, planet Venus, planet Earth, and so on. These are called inner planets also, which are very near to the sun. Now let us go one by one. So the practice of astronomy in ancient India is mentioned in Rig Veda, which was about 4000 years ago composed. The most well-known astronomer is Aryabhata. So this is a beautiful photo of Aryabhata. This is the Earth. This is about rockets. This is about satellites. So in those days, that is about 4000 years ago, even earlier to it actually, nobody knows the exact date, what you call as Vedic times. In Vedic times, we have Vedas, Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, and all. So that time only, they are known many things about astronomy. So this is a beautiful photo of Aryabhata. And what did he do? The work of Aryabhata on astronomy can be found in its writing called Aryabhatiya. It is a Sanskrit composition. So 1188 years ago, before Sir Isaac Newton, at the age of 23 years, this genius Rishi is called Rishi because he was getting what he called as intuition. Aryabhata compiled colossal work of Aryabhatiya. Aryabhatiya is the book what he wrote. And he also contributed in the terms of place values. He studied about decimal system, units place, tens place, hundred place, and so on. And algebra, arithmetic, all these things I need not tell. It's all contribution of Aryabhata. Trigonometry. What is trigonometry? Measurement of angles in a triangle. Trigonometry. Metry means measure. Trigon means triangle. So measurement of angles and sides of a triangle. That is done in a branch of science, mathematics called trigonometry. That is also his contribution. Sine tables. Sine is a name of angle. Sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, and all. Out of which sine is also one name. We got a table for that. So many things are there still. For example, calculus is there, differential calculus, integral calculus, but also they are not named now because it will be a little higher standard. You will see that later. So they are all the contributions of Aryabhata. He stated that most important, Earth is sphere and rotates on its axis. So he said that Earth is a sphere, there will be an axis and Earth will be going around along its axis. His estimate about the sidereal period of the Earth was 23 hours, 56 minutes and 4.1 seconds. So in those days, there was no Google search, there was no mobile, but he said that the sidereal period means the time taken by Earth to go around its axis is almost equal to 24 hours. Today we say one day. One day means what? One day Earth goes round on its axis, rotation period. But he predicted that 23 hours, 56 minutes, 4.1 seconds. So it's almost equal to the present 24 hours. He also stated that the moon and the planets shine due to reflected sunlight. They are not the original, but moon is the most beautiful heavenly body in the night, correct? But all that beauty comes because of sunlight. So when the sunlight falls on moon surface, that is how you see in the night time. How many have seen that? Yeah, in cities very difficult to see the sky. Everywhere buildings will be there and trees will be there, lot of disturbance. But in villages, you can see the beautiful sky in the night times. It is a cloudless night only you can see. And he also gave a scientific explanation of solar and lunar eclipses. What is eclipse? Eclipse is a hide and seek play. There are two type of eclipses. If the moon comes in between sun and earth, solar eclipse take place, where moon is covers the sun. You might have heard about that. Okay, and also another eclipse is lunar. So in a lunar eclipse, earth comes in between sun and moon, and lunar eclipse takes place only in the full moon day. Solar eclipse takes place in the new moon day, what you call Amasya. So here it is nothing but a interesting game of shadow and light. Where light means sun, shadow means this moon coming in between the sun and earth, or earth coming in between sun and moon. So it is a play of hide and seek. Okay, so this was scientifically explained by Aryabhata. See the genius brain. Okay, so all this has spread. Even now also they tell in advance, before the almanac is ready, new year comes, our astronomers are so genius that they will predict exact time of the eclipses that take place in a year. That is the genius. Okay, and now let us see one by one about the planets. So first one is Mercury, also called as Buddha in Sanskrit. The planet Mercury is nearest to the sun, and it is the smallest planet on the solar system. Smallest. So look at the adjective here. We use the word smallest planet. As against this, you have the biggest planet. What is that? Jupiter. Brightest planet, Venus. Nearest planet, Mercury. Farthest planet, Neptune. Beautiful planet, Saturn. Blue planet, Earth. Red planet, Mars, and so on. Okay, so it is very near to the sun. It is very difficult to observe it. So because it is very near, the temperature of the surface is very high. So how to see it? It can be observed just before sunrise or just after sunset, near the horizon. So before sunrise or after the sunset, we can see the beautiful planet, namely Mercury. Now comes the second one, called as Venus. In Sanskrit we call it as Shukra. Venus is the nearest planet to the Earth. It is the brightest planet in the sky. It is often called a morning or evening star because Venus may appear in the eastern sky before sunrise or in the western sky after sunset. How many of you observed? Very bright planet. How to identify it? It won't twinkle, correct? In the early morning you can see in the eastern side, then we call it as morning star. In the evening, after sunset, we can see in the western sky. Then we call it as evening star. But please note, it is not a star. It is not a star. Why it is not a star? It won't twinkle. It is a planet. But for convenience, we call it as star. Okay? Then you have the third one. And one more thing is Venus rotates from east to west, while the Earth rotates from west to east. So, how can you see it? If you observe through a telescope, we can observe the phases of Venus like that of the moon. So, these are called phases of the Venus. So, 25th October it looks like this, 15th November it looks like this, 2nd December look like this, 21st December look like this. They are called phases of Venus. Anyway, one of the brightest planet and most beautiful planet. So, but it can be observed only through telescope. We cannot catch it in the naked eye. And rotation, from east to west. Okay, this is all about Venus. Now coming to our planet, dearest and nearest, Earth. We call it as Prithvi. Earth is the only planet in which life is known to exist. Is it not? And why it is so? It is because of the normal distance of the Earth from the Sun. All the weather conditions, everything is normal. Very special environmental conditions are responsible for the existence of continuation of life on the Earth. And right temperature range, the presence of water and suitable atmosphere and a blanket of ozone, all these are responsible for the all beings to live in this Earth. Okay, there are 84 lakhs of species. All of them are born in this Earth and looked after, and they will die also after some time. So there is a good environment condition. The temperature is something like plus 45 in the deserts to minus 45 in the Arctic region, Greenland and so on. So neither too hot nor too cold because of the distance from the sun. And water also. How much water is there? About 75%. 3/4 of the Earth globe is filled with water. And very good blanket of atmosphere. What is atmosphere made up of? It consists of oxygen, come on, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water vapor and so on. So that atmosphere is there. And more importantly, you have a blanket of ozone. There will be an ozone layer. What does it do? What is the formula of ozone? Ozone is O3. What does it do? It protects the ultraviolet radiations coming from sun. What happens? It comes, if ultraviolet radiation come and fall on the Earth's surface, there are chances of getting different diseases like skin diseases, cancer, AIDS and so on. Okay, so that's a danger. But luckily, we are saved by the ozone layer around the Earth's globe. Okay, so these are some of the very, very advantages what you can find in Earth. So out of the 5 elements, what you find? One of them is Prithvi, Bhumi, Akasha, then what? Vayu, fire, water and earth. So earth is one of the 5 elements that is present in all the beings. Panchabhutas, what we call. So we are very lucky to have this life in this earth, which is at a suitable distance from the sun. Some interesting facts. From space, the earth appears blue-green due to the reflection of light from water and land mass on the surface. So when the light falls on the earth's surface, it looks like a blue ball with a greenish tinge. The greenish because due to the refraction that take place. So because of the reflection and refraction of the sunlight, earth, if it is seen from the space outside the earth's atmosphere, a blue ball, blue and greenish ball going around the sun. How nice it will be now. You want to go outside the space. So many have gone actually. You can also try when you become elder. Okay, that is the color of the earth. Second point, the axis of rotation of the earth is tilted 23.5 degrees to the plane of its orbit, which is responsible for the change of seasons. It is not straight, it is tilted. Other day we discussed about that, spinning top. What do you do there? You tie it with a thread and throw it on the ground. It starts spinning. And there will be axis, one nail will be there. On the nail it rotates. After sometimes what happens? It rotates with the inclination. So also the earth, about the axis it is inclined at an angle of 23.5 degrees. Okay. Because of that we have change of seasons. Can I name the 4 seasons? Autumn, winter, come on, summer and rainy season. Monsoon, what you call. So there are the 4 seasons. These seasons are possible because of the inclination to the axis of rotation. And our famous moon is the natural satellite of the earth. What does it do? You go around the earth, correct? So these are some interesting things about earth. Okay, now come on, try to answer these questions. Give scientific reasons for the following. Venus planet is also called morning star. Earth appears blue-green as seen from the space. Second question, what are the various types of motion associated with the plane earth? It is very difficult to observe it. Why? You try to answer this? Okay. Now let us see what Bhagwan Baba says. God gives you whatever you pray for. But you must be careful. Take care and ask for the right thing. So while praying, you should be careful. Don't ask for silly things. God is like a king, is it not? Should not ask coffee powder with the king. Should ask for something higher. Correct? So that is why you must be careful while doing prayer. Okay? The best prayer is Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Let all be happy and peaceful. Okay? Try to answer the home assignment. Thank you.